Hey guys, what's going on? It is me. Yeah. Me. Back with another video of geek mythology stories. Sorry, I'm used to saying wizard back. So today I'm going to be telling the story of Perseus, the third fated hero. Now, I'm not going to read the whole thing because this is a big story. Yeah. So it's going to be part 1, part 2, okay? So, now, let's get started. Now, I've got this book here, if you cannot already tell, because look. Yep. I have a book that I do all my stuff with. So I'm going to be doing all my stuff with. But it stinks because this is a library book. So I'm going to have to turn it back into the library. And I'm not going to have anything. No. Just kidding. I have the internet. I'll find something. Alright, back to Perseus. Sorry. Lost the page. Because I'm an idiot. Whoops. May have ripped that. Just kidding, it wasn't me. Right. You know what? I'm going to sit you guys down real quick because this is getting really on my nerves. Okay. Perseus, the third fated hero. Hopefully, part 1, part 2, so I'm not going to read the whole thing. And I'm really bad at reading out loud, so you're just going to have to suck it up. Okay. Also, Greek mythology is really hard for me to read because of all these stupid names. Yeah. Okay. Alright, back to sense. Alrighty. The wife of Perseus, the king of Argos, gave birth to a beautiful daughter, Danae. But what the king wanted was a son. So he traveled to the temple of Delphi, where the priestess told reliable prophecies. She was most revered oracle of all Greece. Yeah. I totally know what that word means. Okay. She was the most... I just wrote this freaking... The oracle said not only would Perseus never father a son, but that the son of his daughter would kill him. Perseus wouldn't harm the girl for fear of retribution from the gods. So he promptly had a bronze home built for her underground, with an opening to the sky for air and light. Hour after hour, day after day, year after year, the poor prisoner sat on the ground of the opening with her face turned to the heavens. She became a lover of the sunlight and moonlight and wind of rain. Zeus spied the sweetheart face and instantly sensed what would delight her most, and so came to her as a golden downpour. Soon Danae had a son, Perseus. Perseus again moved promptly. He put her daughter and baby in a wooden box and sent them to sea. Danae wrapped her beloved son in her cloak and bade him sleep. Yeah. She cooed her mouth to his ear as the wild waters rocked them, and her wild heart cried, "Please don't let no hideous watery creature slither up from underneath and snatch them, or open wide its gigantic jaws and swallow them." That's just pathetic. Okay? Alright, listen, lady. You just jinxed you and your son, okay? You said that, and now there's gonna be some, giant... Nom. Yeah, it'll happen. Back to this one. Okay, so gigantic things swallowing, jinxing them, okay. The box washed ashore on the island of Syrphos. Yeah. where a fisherman took care of them and raised the boy. Perseus grew strong, but never lost his sense of wariness. His mother and he had survived his grandfather's perfidy. I don't know. But the world was dangerous. He trod forth, courageous, yes, but with eyes darting on the lookout. Over the years, the king of the island, Polydectes, fell in love with Danae, but she refused him. Perseus, adult now, sensed something dishonorable in the man. So he protected his mother from the king's advances. Polydectes felt affronted. Why? What? Perseus dared to thwart. What? Perseus dared to thwart the king? In the selfish tradition so common of kings, he chose to simply get rid of the youth, just as King Acrisius had. He threw a party in which guests were supposed to bring horses as gifts, so that he could, he said, use them as a proper marriage offer in his quest for the hand of another young woman who tamed horses. Yeah, cool. So basically what you're telling me, you want to marry a woman, okay? Then you realize, so what? She's not good enough. So you just send away her son, out of all he's been through, you just send away her son, forget about the woman, then you get horses, so you can marry another woman that tames horses. So I guess the Polydectes, or whatever his name is, has a taste for people that tame horses. Good for you. Okay, back to the thingy. Alright. Perseus was delighted that Polydectes would marry and thus leave his mother alone. He promised Polydectes any gift he wanted, even the head of Gorgon Medusa. That's disgusting. The wife of the sea god Poseidon. I know that. Okay, sorry. The rash words came out of nowhere, but they were glittering in the air. Polydectes grabbed them with triumph. Medusa had serpents for hair, and anyone who looked upon her instantly turned to stone. As far as Polydectes was concerned, Perseus was history. No, he's not Polydectes. He's gonna come back, slice your head off, and take over your kingdom. Just kidding, he'll never do that. Okay. But Perseus was Zeus's son, and two of his siblings came to his rescue. First was the goddess Athena. She told Perseus that three nymphs, the Hesperides, had the weapon to kill Medusa. But to find out where the Hesperides were, Perseus had to ask the three... What? The three Graeae, yeah. The Graeae. Perfect name. The Graeae were sisters of Medusa. They had been born as old women, but with a single eye and a single tooth to share among them. Perseus hid and watched them huddling like three huge gray birds. As one woman passed the eye and the tooth to another, he snatched them both and demanded that he led them to the garden of Hesperides. It was a terrible ransom. Their sister Medusa would die if they answered, but they would deprive themselves of sight and food if they didn't. The Graeae, the Graeae led him there, and Perseus gave back the eye and tooth. The Hesperides lent Perseus three things: winged sandals, like those of the god Hermes, so that he could fly, the helmet of invisibility that had belonged to the god Poseidon, and a wallet that could contain anything without getting larger. To these, Athena had a bronze shield so bright that it reflected like a mirror. And now, the god Hermes finally joined the quest. He gave Perseus an adamantine sickle. No idea what that means. Just saying. Okay, no idea. Okay, Perseus, newly invisible and armed, flew to the cave where Medusa slept with her two sisters. He stood over them in their sleep. Ugh! That's just creepy, Perseus. Aren't you the good guy? Don't stalk people. That's just creepy. Jeez. Okay. And held the polished shield up by his shoulder so that he could look inside into it to see the reflection. Never had he imagined such ugliness. No. That must make Medusa feel really nice. Their serpent hair coiled around them, making their whole bodies seem scaly. Long, sharp, porcine tusks protruded from their lower jaws. That's disgusting. Look at that. Look at this thing. That's like the most ugly creature I think I've ever seen in Greek mythology. It's got like tusks. Medusa. Sorry, that's Colin. It really wasn't even Colin anyway. Their serpent hair coiled around them, making their whole bodies. Long, sharp, sorry to read this. Gold wings spreaded from their backs, and their hands were bronze. The god Poseidon called Medusa his jewel, yet how could he bear being near her was beyond Perseus. Exactly. I mean, seriously. You guys saw the picture that I have in this book. Who would want to marry, let alone, who would want to be near, let alone marry, that thing, that cursing thing. Sorry, I cut my lip yesterday. Seriously, I mean, that's just disgusting. Alright. Sorry. I've been kind of just dozing off. Alright. So now, I need to go back to this. Okay. He had, nope. With one powerful slice, the youth cut off Medusa's head. Oh, it's disgusting.